People are now trying to build vehicles. I don't need petroleum, build this and everything. And we are still busy arguing every day. Price of oil went up, price of oil went down. When we have talented young men that can change this place if supported. Within 3 years, India pulled 102 million people out of poverty. They have no oil. Your country pulled 12 million into poverty and became number one and they became number two.
Enyimba Economic City is a 10,000 hectare industrial city being developed. We at Geometric Power are going to supply electricity to that particular place. The Southeast Rail project, it's a loop around all the major economic hubs in the Southeast region.
Now we are fighting a different type of war, a war of economic development, not a war of guns and rockets.
Let us not be like politicians who think of next election. We should be thinking of next generation.
The challenge, the pain, the gain, and the potential of doing business in southeastern Nigeria, the Biafran land. ECOC, growing the economy of the southeast. Think home.
I welcome you on today's edition on Economy of the Southeast. Today, I want to bring to you one of the most important things that is about to hit the southeastern region of Nigeria. Talking about economic development. I was opportuned, I think 11th and 12th of this month, to be part of the 3rd Southeast Economic Summit, put together by Southeast Region Economic Development Corporation, SEREDEC, headed by the former Minister of Power, Bart Energy. You know, I've been part of various economic summit conferences and all that, but this is equal to none. Do you know why? They put their works in their words. There is a memorandum of understanding between this organization, this corporation, SEREDEC, with the Dubai government. Economic memorandum of understanding. Not just that, there is an economic plan on the way that will transform the Southeast into what we call the 21st century region. This will become the greatest economic advancement that will be recorded in recent time in the entire African continent. I don't want to talk too much. I want you to hear it and see it for yourself. Listen attentively and watch this video as I unfold what transpired and the economic plan that is about to be launched and unleashed in the Southeast. I will say in advance, congratulations, my people. Something good is about to happen. Now, take a look at what I'm telling you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The CEO of Enyimba Economic City is Mr. Dal Ozo. He's in Germany today on the Enyimba Economic City mission. And Enyimba Economic City is in Abia State quite all right. But as part of what we do, we like to think that a lot of big projects like that are not about states, but the region. And that's why we take active interest in Enyimba Economic City. It is a 10,000 hectare industrial city being developed. And the chairman of the advisory committee is no other than the chairman of this summit, Dr. Pascal Dozier. I I serve on the advisory committee of that development. But it is an audacious project whereby even the federal government, you probably heard that they signed the free zone license last week. And yes. And the federal government is investing 10 billion naira in that project. But that's a minuscule amount of what's going to be invested there. For example, a Chinese company, Rui, which is the largest textile manufacturing company in the world, is coming there to invest minimum $400 million, perhaps up to $600 million. What are they going to invest in? Building textile lines. Two types of textile lines. Dr. Dozier was privileged to go to see their infrastructure. I wish that I saw it, but it can go for kilometers. They're going to have cotton, from cotton to the actual cloth, to garments making, from petrochemical all the way to cloth, garment making. They're going to do that in that place. It's a free zone. There are so many other industries coming. Volkswagen, what Dallos is in Germany is to talk to Volkswagen. There are some other industries coming. They're going to build a whole lot of industries, healthcare systems, entertainment industry, all in this place. The petrochemical industries will also come into that place. And we at Geometric Power are going to be supplying electricity to that particular place. So a lot is going to be happening. Because like we said at the beginning, there's nobody that actually holding you from doing what we are talking about here. So, Mr. Chairman, thank you so much.
Now, Batin Naji have given an overview of what this project is all about. He did not just say that the government representative of the Dubai government was there to sign the papers right there. It is there. What is about to unfold is so much, it's such a big project. It's such a big project. Now, I want you to listen to this preliminary section and the discussion of these people who took time to unfold some of these projects. Listen to it, and I'll be right back.
I would like to call on Dr. Pika to tell us something about the rails. Now, I hope the rails will be easy to operate or access, like you access the planes.
Thank you very much, Chairman. All protocols observed. Maybe the reasons why I find it so easy to jump on the plane and to jump on the next one back is because there are many projects that I do globally. Like I said last year, very few of them that I do with the same level of passion and commitment, because there are things you do for the international community and there are things you do for your own home. So the rail project for me, the Southeast Rail project for me, is really one of a passion and commitment. So where are we? Where have we moved from the thing? Now, just to recap, for those who do not know what the Southeast Rail project is all about. Just as Prof has said, the Enyimba Economic Project is an audacious project. And by the way, I'm also supporting the transportation planning for Enyimba Enyimba Economic City. The Southeast Rail project, it's a loop around all the major economic hubs in the Southeast region. It loops from Aba with a spur to Port Harcourt to Owerri, Owerri to Onitsha, with a spot in Newi, connecting Onitsha to Enugu, Enugu Umuahia, and again a spur to Abakaliki and back down to Aba. So it's a complete loop of a project. It's an ambitious and audacious project, but all the economics, all the projections and transport modeling we have done thus far to date says that can be done, and indeed we are making progress, and it will be delivered. The program, our initial estimates will be somewhere between $2 and $3 billion. So we have to take it in bite-sized chunks. We will start with the most economically viable routes, which speaks to initially from sort of Aba to Port Harcourt, and then we'll go from west to east along that loop. And that's very much in our program. So what have we done since we last spoke here about the program last year? Well, we set up the institutional structures. We've begun the feasibility studies that will lead us to a robust investment documentation that will allow us to market to investors. Indeed, we have also started the conversation with some major investors. It will require a significant equity investment, but we're confident from the freight projections we've done, the transport modeling we have done, which we have done in combination with the Enyimba Economic City. That allows us, having these joint up developments in pockets allows us to project with much more confidence, which gives the investors much more confidence in terms of the projections. Just to highlight the importance of the Enyimba Economic City is that for those who, although Prof said is 10,000 hectares, conceptually, that's bigger than Aba and Owerri combined at the moment. So it's a new major city. So that lens speaks to the economic viability of the rail routes itself in terms of freight projections. You make money from freight when it comes to rail and not from passengers, as a general speak. So with that, we have a very ambitious forward program. Over the next 12 months, what are the next? Over the next 12 months, we will be finalizing the robust feasibility studies, having the third stage, because we've done the first and second stage conversations with our investors, moving into third stage conversations with a robust project implementation document with a view to reaching the first commercial close by the end of 2019 and the financial close in second quarter 2020. And those are that practically means that the first stage construction should be starting in 2020. I think that
I think this is beautiful. Beautiful. Can we give him another round of applause? I'm going to leave the best for the last. Dr. Chiman Ibeneche. Dr. Binna. For the gas pipeline, could you let us know what the status is? And have you had any problems since you started on it? Any obstacles?
Thank you very much, sir. The gas pipeline project is pretty much the same model like the rail project. The concept of the project is to create a gas pipeline network that will traverse the 5 southeast states into the major hubs and the major commercial cities of all the states to ensure that gas reaches them. We already have, within the southeast, we have gas assets, that are there. Some of them have been harnessed. Some of them are still, just sitting there because there's no system to send them out. We have the Anambra Basin. We have gas in Enugu. We have in Ohaji. So the concept here is to create this pipeline that will then move gas around. It will help create power. There are IPPs that are existing that need gas. There are industries in Newi, there's the IPP in Okija. All these places will require gas. So that's the essence of this project. Between the last C's and today, what we've done is we've created a teaser that has the basic information for the project. A high-level teaser. This has gone out to some people who are interested. We've gotten some feedback, and the next stage is to do a pre-feasibility study that goes into a little more deeper detail, to provide information about the risk, about the opportunity, about how the gas will be sold, and things like that. That would help answer the questions, the initial questions that have come from these proposed investors. And after that, there will be the main bankable feasibility study. ILF of Germany, has been identified as the company that would do that bankable feasibility study, and they're already on board and have provided, they are very much interested, and they have experience also, in such projects. So after the pre-feasibility stage, which is ongoing actually, that should be delivered by February 2019, and then we can completely engage ILF and they can take off with the bankable feasibility study. So that's about where we are now between last year and today.
Thank you very much. Economic development is just like building a tapestry. And from the two contributions, you can see a tapestry being built. In a tapestry, you have input and output. Some of the things you are going to build do not have complete input, but you can also get some output from them. If I were our industrialists in Igboland, I would ask myself, given these two things that we have already, the three now, the Enyimba, the railway, the gas, where can I queue in? Because these are planning documents. You can now key in. Where do I key in? In the railways? Where do I key in the gas? Where do I key in the economic city? Now, these are planning issues. They say, onye mara asụ ya asụ ikwe, ya makwa na asụ ya asụ ala. But like I said, opportunities are being created. At least very soon, when our children come out of the universities, they have the opportunity to apply for work within Southeast. Right now, you don't. And if you leave it to others to give you, you won't get. Mr. Money.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm going to make a brief remark on Southeast Finance Company Limited, SEFCO. A little background. All of us already know about the Southeast Regional Economic Development Corporation, SEREDEC. And the SEREDEC board, in their wisdom, decided to establish a SEREDEC Project Financing Committee. The main mandate given to that committee is to make sure that the Southeast Finance Company, SEFCO, takes off. And what is the essence of SEFCO? The essence of SEFCO is to make sure that the necessary framework for funding the projects to be developed by SEREDEC and by other entities for the development of the Southeast are adequately funded. So SAFECO is to make sure that the various instruments in terms of debt, equity, diaspora bonds, identity bonds, ethnic bonds, as well as equities are mobilized to fund the various projects for the development of the Southeast. Now, what are the focus sectors to be funded? These are mainly big-ticket infrastructural projects, such as those already mentioned. As you would expect, most of those specialized projects that have been talked about, the rail, the gas pipelines, would have their own specialized funding. However, in addition, we expect that there could be some local derived fundings by SAFECO that will go into them. But more importantly, for most of the other projects that may be coming up that are not so specialized but are big ticket, we expect that the funding will be arranged by the Southeast Finance Company, SAFECO. And that's why SEREDEC has made sure that this organ, SAFECO, is established to guarantee some funding for the projects. The next most important thing we have considered what doing towards the establishment of the Southeast Finance Company is to have an implementation timetable for taking off, effective taking off. We have decided by January 2019, the mobilization of the founding and takeoff funds will be done from both shareholders and technical partners. Because, you know, to start a new organization like that, you need some capacity building. You need initial expenditures. So we need to mobilize funds by the end of January towards the foundation of this SAFECO. By November 2019, the project implementation will start with the engagement of the relevant contractors. But in saying this, let me summarize this brief remark by going a little historical, because that's important. As you saw in the morning, we were introduced to an eminent Igbo man, an eminent Nigerian, an eminent African, Chief Mbazulika Mechi. Now, these contributions we are trying to make now, all of us, some of them have tried to do it and done something even more bigger in the past. So that should be a source of inspiration for us. It's unfortunate it has left. In the social media over the past 2 weeks, one of the things trending was the contribution he made as a tribute to Igwe Zenwa. And he recounted how himself, Igwe Zenwa, and I think a couple of other Igbos had planned to establish float an airline as far back as 1966, I think. And they mobilized funds. They were ready to take delivery of the aircraft. And then the civil crisis started. The Nigerian Biafra Wars actually started. And they were not able to take off again. The money had to be kept at the London branch of African Continental Bank. You will see where I'm going to. As the war went on, the leader of Biafra, Otumegwu Ojukwu, requested them to make available those funds they were trying to use for their private project for the purpose of successfully ensuring the survival of this part of the world. And they met and they took a decision to hand over all the money they had assembled for that airline project, which was at the London branch of the ACB. They made it available so that this part of the world would not be extinguished, will not get extinct. Now I'm getting to that because, as people said in the morning, you have the hard assets. You also have the soft assets. Arguably, the more important of these assets is the soft assets. That is the commitment, the devotion, the inspiration, the responsibility of the people involved to make sure that the community survives. Now we are fighting a different type of war, a war of economic development, not a war of guns and rockets. And so if those men could make those sacrifices that time, it's about time that people of our own generation make a contribution toward the survival of this place. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm going to borrow something from you. You said implicit in this is that. So I thought you were going to say implicit in that implicit is the need for angel capital. Because all these things he has reeled out. We are going to do this, we are going to do that, we are going to do this. Beautiful. But you need stamp to post your letter. Where are you going to get the money? Therefore, we need angel capital. But this angel capital will be a different type of angel capital. I'm sure we all know what angel capital is. Thank you very much. Let us not be like politicians who think of next election. We should be thinking of next generation. So, please, when the time comes for him to appeal for angel capital, let us not deny him. That's all I'm saying. Everybody, if I were us, everybody should be proud to participate in raising the angel capital for this noble cause. Am I making sense? Thank you. Now, I said I'm going to reserve the best for the last. She has never failed us. I can vouch for it. Whenever we asked, she provided. Now, Mrs. Uju Ifejika, I'm now going to ask you to, I'm not going to ask you for anything, but for you to speak to us.
Chairman, sir, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my brothers and sisters. I'll have to use a little bit of Igboland. As na wanya anaghị enwe obi. Orugo kita anụ a awụ nwanyị okwu. Mgbe a sị unu eru ebe unu agasachaghị ihe ncha na-akpọzi nwaanyị abịa kwuo. Ihe nsị ihe niile a unu na-ekwu dị mma. But ihe nsị na anyị ga-eme na-akene. Anyị ncha niile nọ ebe a, nwa onye dị bilo. Okay. Onye ọwụ na-aṅụrụ ara nwaanyị onye Igbo before the war. Ya wee ya ka ihe. Before the war. Ọkwa mmadụ niile n'ebe a. Unu na-ekwu ihe niile anaghị eme ọfụma. Ebe anyị ga-ebidogoro n'ime ụlọ be anyị. A na-esi n'ụlọ mara mma wee pụọ n'ilo. Nwoke, unu bụ ụmụ nwoke, unu jibu obi ji ụlọ. A na-ekwu okwu ndị mmadụ, ugboro ole ka unu na-anụ ụlọ. Ugboro ole ka unu na-anụ ụlọ. Unu ncha niile nwagbada n'ụlọ na otu ụlọ. Unu nwere ise na ana mmadụ. Every time unu ruo a na-akparị unu. Unu a na-ajụ ndị mmadụ kedu ihe ha mere, kedu ihe ha bụ. Fọmụ awụ nwaanyị onye Igbo, marginalization. One actually marginalized. Ihe unu ga-ebidogodu unu ncha niile n'ebe a dịgbado guilty from table ebe a table. Ụmụ unu ọ na-asụ asụsụ be anyị. Unu enweghị ike ịkpa nkata zoro nzuzo n'ihu ụmụaka. You can't do it. So kedu ihe unu na-ekwu, kedu ihe unu na-asị generation ihe unu na-pass. Nna unu na nne unu ha passịrị something to unu. Kedu ihe unu na-enye unu na-anọdụ ebe a na-ekwu. Ka m gwa unu ga-anagodu n'ụlọ ndị ugwu ndị nna anyị unu ncha niile n'ebe a. Unu ga-ama n'ụlọ cheki ụmụ unu niile na ụmụ unu niile ndị na-anaghị asụ asụsụ anyị ha ncha ga-asụ asụsụ. Bịa nụkwa ọnụ ụfọdụ si na ha gụrụ I went to Advert, I went to Harvard. Mgbe emechaa agwala m unu ndị n'obodo oyibo unu na-anata ebe onye natara ebe a na 87 85 ma onye bụ ozu ya nata a ga-adọba ozu ahụ n'obodo oyibo bụka anyị nwa abụghị ịkpịkpa na-eri ozu. So unu ga na-eme ka anyị mara ebe before my dad was a sub-treasurer as in 1956. They worked with the colonial masters. And they didn't need to tell us. I na aga village. Na agwa gị paaki aba gị. Anyị na-agaba nsị dị etu a. You go. Ọ bụ onye azụrụ ọfụma na eso m ya. Enwere m royalty on both sides. My mom was the first daughter of the king of Abatete, Aro. My dad was the kingmakers in Ogidi. So I have royalty on both sides. I should be mad. That's why that is not. When I'm a mebensi, I'm a number one. Ada, okay, Ada. I can't find more you. So n'ihe na-ekwu unu ncha niile ndị okenye nọcha ebe a before unu na-aga ije ekwudo ndị ichiebu na ndị nna nna unu dozie n'ebe a maka na ọnwa oge eru anyị nwa bụ ụmụ nwaanyị ekunye wee wụsu n'ọgụ. Ihe anyị na-ekwu kịta bụ na anyị ga-ebidogodu n'ụlọ wee dozie be anyị obibe anyị. Ọ idozichazie be anyị na-akpọzi mmadụ onye ọbụla na-amata. So ihe a na-ekwu a na-eme investment na-emego cultural reawakening. Ụmụaka anyị mmadụ one ma culture be anyị. So kedu ihe unu na-asị? Kedu ihe fọrọ anyị? Ọ na-ekwu unu ncha niile onye ọbụla karịrị 50 ebe ọ nweghịzi ihe fọrọ. God say 310. O merụ gị ebere ọla ike aga onye gị first score. Papa na ebe a nwee 90 ọ ndị ahụ n'anya because na ha mere omume dị mma. So n'ihe na-agwa unu achọghị m ịsụ onye ga-eje ha ji eje eme interpret ihe niile. That's why anyị ji wee na-asụ because na m sụọ asụsụ ihe niile agbasa ebe niile. So n'ihe na-agwa unu mgbe before the war ọ na-agba achị iti anyị ihe achị izi anyị ụzọ akpọba anyị n'ụlọ lụọ aka na ntị na-anọ ya na-agwa ndị na-achị anyị ndị gọvanọ ọzọ anyị ha niile ka ha teta ụra saa ihu ha. Enwere ihe dị ka mitin a onweghị onye bịa. Kedu ihe unu na-ekwu? Ụmụ onye si Dubai unu na-achọ Dubai onweghị onye nọ ebe a. Ekenekwa m.
You have heard it all. That woman really got my attention, honestly, and I believe you will agree with her too, what she said in that discussion. Every one of them have marshaled out their own opinion with respect to how the Southeast will be developed economically. Now, it is now high time for us to do what we are supposed to do as individuals to advance our cause. The cause and the crusade for Akulue Uno is a national call for Igbo nation. Everyone should answer to this call. Make sure you put your presence somewhere economically in Igboland. Make sure you put your presence, your business presence should be established in the southeastern region, because together we will make here an economic paradise that we all dream of. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Continue to follow all our programs. For news updates, visit our website www.bvichannel1.com. You can also make available our app to be installed in your gadget. We have Android, iOS, and Windows. Their links is there on the description. Please make sure you get them and install them so that you have all the information on the go. Click on the subscription, my people. Make sure you click on that subscription button. Click on the bell for notification. Make sure you share. If you like this video, please take it round, because this is a clarion call to develop our land. Nasina, Ana Mama, no, we're busy. Thank you for watching. I say remain absolute Peters, saying that God keep you in this festive season. Goodbye, and God bless you.